Hello everyone, we were talking about morphology in flowering plants, and in this video we are going to discuss types of branching. And I have prepared a chart for you from the beginning, because if I prepare the chart in the video then it will consume very much time. So in this chart you can see that types of branching can be of two types, broadly speaking: dichotomous branching and lateral branching. Okay, in the lateral branching, it can be again divided into two parts, which is the racemose and the cymose type of branching. Now the cymose can be again divided into three parts, which is the Uniparous, Biparous and Multiparous type of branching. And this Uniparous can be again divided into two types, which can be Uniparous helicoid, it can be Uniparous scorpoid. In this whole video we will discuss what are the meanings of these terms, and we will also see some pictures to clear our idea regarding these terms. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all we are going to talk about dichotomous branching and lateral branching. So if you are watching my previous videos, then you must be knowing that I have discussed about lateral buds and terminal bud. The dichotomous branching is a branching where the terminal bud divides into two. Okay, so let's start by drawing a plant. Okay, this is the ground level. If I draw a plant over here like this, okay, so this is the plant. Sorry, but there is construction going on near my house, so you can hear those noises. I hope it is not affecting you can hear my voice well. Now if this is the plant, this is the main stem of the plant. Now what happens is, as the plant grows, the main stem divides into two. Okay, like this. The main stem gets divided into two parts, and then again this branch can grow and it will get divided into two parts. So that is the type of branching is called dichotomous branching. Okay, like this happens in dichotomous branching. So in some textbook you will hear the words that the parent axis is not continuous. So what do I mean by the parent axis? So let's see. The parent axis is the main stem or the branch from where sub branches are arising. So if you see, this main stem is continuing through here, and after some time it doesn't continue anymore, but the plant grows. Plant is of more height, but the main stem is not of that much height. So again, if you see this branch, okay, this branch is getting continued. Okay, this is the parent axis for these two branches. This branch is the parent axis. So this branch is getting continued, and afterwards it is breaking. So why this breaking occurs? This type of branching is not because of the lateral buds, but this is because of the terminal bud. As I have talked in the previous video, that there is a bud present at the terminal of every stem. Okay, and that bud is called the terminal bud. When this plant grows, this terminal bud divides into two, and one part of that grows in this way, and the other part of the terminal bud goes in that way, causing this V-shaped appearance. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is the dichotomous branching. So what can be the examples of dichotomous branching? Let's give a few examples. Examples of dichotomous branching are, okay, first of all, you may have heard of the plant pandanus when I was talking about steel fruits. This pandanus plant, if you see its branching, it is dichotomous type of branching. So let us list down pandanus. In common name it is called skew pine. Okay, so let's write that too. crew pine. That was Pandanus. Okay. Another example can be of, it is a type of palm plant. Okay. And the name of the plant is that it is not poly, it is Hyphne thebaika, right? Hyphne it is a species name, thebaika. That is the plant, and this is obviously, as you may have guessed, the scientific name of the plant. Okay, like that. Let us make the scientific names in italics. Okay, that was the scientific name of the plant, and I have the pictures also of these two plants. So let us see the pictures. So let me bring the pictures in front of you. So there in this picture, this is the picture of the Pandanus plant, and you may have heard of it when I was talking about the still fruits. You can see the still fruits here, but in this video we cannot see, we are not talking about the still fruits. You can see in the type of branching of this plant, this branch is continuing, and over here if you can see, this branch is dividing in a V-shaped format. Again this branch is continuing, and again this branch is dividing in a V-shaped format. Okay, so that type of branching we call it a dichotomous branching. So let's see the picture of this Hyphne thebaika. Okay, so let me bring the picture in front of you. Let me take it like that. You can see here it is clearly a dichotomous branching. How? This one is very clear, but you can see this branch is growing, and the parent axis becomes discontinuous, and this terminal bud divides into two and causes a V-shaped branching. Again in this branch the parent axis becomes discontinuous and again causes a V-shaped branching. This branch also causes a V-shaped branching over here by this branch. Okay, so like that, branching like that is called dichotomous branching. So that was dichotomous branching. Now let us talk about the other type of branching, that is the lateral branching. Okay, so we will talk about the lateral branching now, right? Let me scroll down. Okay, now what is the main difference between the dichotomous branching and the lateral branching? The difference is that in the dichotomous branching, if this is the stem, okay, and here the terminal bud of the stem is, this terminal bud divides into two. But in the lateral branching, we can say that the lateral buds cause the branching. Okay, what do I mean by the lateral buds? If you don't know what are lateral buds, check out a few videos before. I have discussed in detail about lateral buds, but in this video I am going to say it in brief. So lateral buds are the buds which are present over the lateral sides of the tree, and they grow from here and cause a branching like this over here. So in this type of branching, you can see the parent axis is continuous, it is not getting divided, whereas the branches are coming from the lateral parts. So that is the lateral branching. Now the lateral branching, as you can see, is again divided into racemose and cymose type of branching. So let us talk about them. Right. So the lateral branching is divided into racemose and cymose. So let me explain what are the meaning of racemose and cymose. You will get these terms in the inflorescence part also of this chapter. So if you learn from any one part, you will be able to correlate it with the other part. So it is an advantage. So the racemose type of branching is that when this branch, okay, the racemose type of branching is when there is a branch and there are the branches coming off. Okay, let me draw the branch as well. The branches will be coming off like this. Okay, the branches will be coming off like this, but there is no halt in the growth of this plant. So this terminal bud will never be ended. This terminal bud can cause an indefinite growth of the plant. So this plant can grow as long as it wishes. And this branches again in the racemose type of branching will be in a acropetal succession. So what do I mean by acropetal succession? This term is a pretty fancy term, but it just means that the branches which are present at the bottom of the stem are very larger, are older and have developed before. So they have grown larger. But the branches which are present at the topmost part have just now developed, so they are just now growing. So they are not so large. So that type of branching is called an acropetal branching, where the branches grow as we go down the plant. So if we try to draw the leaves of these plants, then these leaves would look like this. See, if let's say till now the plant has grown till this height, so let me keep the colors consistent. Till now the plant has grown till this height, okay, and now we are drawing the leaves of this plant. How will it look? The leaves will look like this, or draw a better diagram. This branch will have some leaves, okay. This branch will have more leaves since it has developed from before this branch, and this branch will have more and more leaves, more than the previous one. Same for these things also. Some leaves, more leaves, and more leaves. You can see. Okay. So if these leaves overlap and they form a jointed structure over this main stem, then it will look something like this, conical. Okay, so let me clear this off. Clear the leaves off. If the leaves overlap like this, then the bottom part of the leaves will be more. Here more leaves will be there. Here less leaves will be there, and the plant will look something like this. And you may have seen such a plant. I think you have seen such a plant where it is conical, the leaves are conical, and now you understand the reason why they are conical, because the branches below are longer than the branches above. So that was the racemose type of branching, and it is observed in eucalyptus or Polyalthia longifolia, which is again a scientific name. So I have the image of the Polyalthia longifolia plant, and you can see how the plant is, and you will have a better idea. Okay, so let me bring the image in front. In this image you can see that how the branching has occurred. You can see these leaves have been so dense that you cannot see the branches within. So I have these leaves have overlapped with each other. Means if there is some branch over here, there is some branch over here, it will have some leaves, it will also have some leaves, so that those leaves have gone overlapped to each other, and you have got a jointed structure. But from this structure you can infer it that over the top the leaves are pretty scanty. There are not much density of leaves, but over the bottom see how much density of leaves are there. So due to this you can see the acropetal succession of the branching. Okay, and this branch is not terminated by any flower or anything, as you will see in the cymose type of branching. It will be terminated by a flower, but in this type of branching, the racemose type of branching, this main stem branch will be present somewhere here. We are not able to see because of the leaves. This will be able to continue its growth indefinitely, and it will never be terminated. So I hope you have understood about the racemose type of lateral branching. So let me again scroll down and see the cymose type of lateral branching. So what happens in the cymose type of lateral branching? So in the cymose type of lateral branching, okay, again take the black color. Okay, so if there is a branch, unlike the racemose type of lateral branching, this branch will grow and grow, and at some point it will be terminated by, most of the times generally a flower. Okay, so this branch will be terminated by a flower. Again, this branch will have a, sorry, I was talking about the stem. This stem will be terminated by a flower. I always mix up the stem and the branch, sorry for that. Okay, this stem will be terminated by a flower, and this stem will again have some branch, right? There will be a branch of this stem, and this branch will be again terminated by a flower. Okay, so the growth is limited, and then if the plant wants to further grow in size, then it will have to have another branch over there, but this branch will be again after some point of time terminated by a flower. So you can, I think, get the difference, where in the Racemose type of branching, it was just the stem was just going on and on, growing indefinitely, but this time the flowers will be terminating the stem. So if the flower is there, then the terminal bud has been utilized to build up a flower, so it cannot grow anymore. Like that in the branches also. So this, as you can see over here, this Racemose, cymose type of branching that I have shown just now can be divided further into three types. So what are the meaning of these three types? First, the Uniparous type of branching. Then we will talk about the Biparous and then the Multiparous. In the Uniparous type of branching, so let me clear this up. Okay. In the Uniparous type of branching, let me again draw. If there is a, sorry for the that I cannot draw a straight line, okay, but I have done my best attempt to it. If there is a branch, sorry again, if there is a stem, there is a stem, then, and the stem will have a branch from the lateral area, of course. The stem will be also, so not giving the thickness of the stem. Okay, so if I give the thickness of the stem, it will be difficult to make my drawing quickly. So let us assume that this is a stem only. Okay, and if it is terminated by a flower, we will indicate it by a circle. Okay, so this is the stem. It is again terminated by a flower. It will have a branch, but for it to be a uniparous type of cymose branching, then the branch should arise from only one branch. Sorry, one branch only should arise from the plant. Okay, so like this, you can see only one branch has arrived from the plant, from the stem. Okay, and again after some time it will be terminated by a flower. Again from this branch also only one sub branch can arise, which will be again after some time terminated by a flower. Again after some time another branch will arise, which will be terminated by a flower, and the growth will continue indefinitely like this. Okay, I hope you get the general idea. And not only one branch, another branch can arise like this, but only from the node only one branch can arise, and again it can be terminated like, it can have only one branch and then terminated by a flower like this. Okay, so that is the uniparous type of branching. So this uniparous type of branching, if you see over this diagram, I have divided uniparous type of branching into uniparous helicoid and the uniparous scorpoid type of branching. So what are these? Let us have a overview. Let us know what is the scorpoid and what is the helicoid type of branching. In the helicoid type of branching, you can it is uniparous, so only one branch will arise. But in the helicoid type of branching, if there is a plant, this is the left side of the plant, this is the right side of the plant. If the branches arise from the right side of the plant, then the another branch will arise only from the right side of the plant. It cannot arise from the, sorry, it will arise only from the right side. It cannot arise from the left side. Okay, so it has again arise from the right side. Now of this, relative to this branch, it will, this is the left, this is the right. Okay, relative to this branch. Okay, now the another branch, if arises from this branch, will arise only from the right side only. So this will continue like only arising from the right side of the plant. Okay, again it will arise from the right side of the plant. If it again arises, it will arise from the right side of the plant. Like this, the branching will be there. That is called the helicoid type of branching. I hope you are clear with it. But what is the scorpoid type of branching? Let us see what the scorpoid type of branching is. Okay, so let me clear this up. If in the scorpoid type of branching, the branch arises, okay, wait, let me clear this also, because there is a helicoid type of branching I have shown. I cannot show the both type of branching in the same plant, so that's why I have cleared it off. In the scorpoid type of branching, if the branch arises from the right hand side and then another branch has to arise from this branch, then this branch will have to arise from the left hand side, right? And then another branch must have to arise, it will arise from the right hand side. Then another branch has to arise, it will arise from the left hand side. Like this, the growth will continue. So this is the scorpoid type of branching. Okay, the first right, then left, right, then left. And if it arises from the left, the same thing. It has arisen from the left, so it has to arise from the right. It has arisen from the right, now it has to arise from the left. This branch has arise from the left, now it has to arise from the right. So that is the scorpoid type of branching. So we have seen the uniparous type of branching, and we have understood the two categories of the uniparous type of branching. Now let us see some images to clear our ideas. For the uniparous helicoid type of branching, let us have this image, although it is not perfectly clear because this image is the branches are just covered up with these leaves, but we can see some part of it. So let us understand by the part we can see that this is the branch. Let me choose another color, a light color. Okay, so if this is the branch, okay, and the stem, you can see, sorry, this was the stem, this is the stem, and you can see that the branch has arisen from only one side of the stem. So you can see that the branch has arisen from only one side of the stem. If you look carefully, let me decrease the size of my brush. If you look carefully, this branch has again continued, but the branching of this branch has only arisen from the one side of the stem. So let us think it is helicoid or scorpoid. See, this branch has arisen from the left hand side of the stem. Again, after some time, this branch, okay, if you cannot see, sorry, but this branch has arisen from the left hand side of the tree, and this branch will somewhere in the between the leaves will continue its growth, and again some branch will arise from the left hand side of the tree. That was the helicoid type of branch. We have concluded, and next is, let us look an example of the scorpoid type of branching. So where is the example of the scorpoid type of branching? Here. Okay. Here you can see this is not a real plant, this is a diagram only. I have searched in the Google for images, but the images were not clear as the leaves were surrounding those branches. So in every image it was difficult to find correct image. Okay, so I just remembered that I didn't told the name of that plant which I talked, the helicoid type of branching just now. That was Saraka indica. Okay, Saraka indica shows the uniparous helicoid type of branching. Now let's see here. Okay, what has happened over here? Where is my brush? Yes, here. So you can see over here, this is the parent axis, and it is uniparous. So you can see that only from one side of the stem the branch has arisen. Again from one side of the branch only the branch will arise. Again from one side only the branch will arise. So you can clearly conclude that this is uniparous type of branch. But the uniparous has two types. Okay, it's scorpoid and helicoid. So which one is it? So of this branch, this is the left side, this is the right side. Now let me thicken my brush. This is the left side, this is the right side. Okay, now this has arisen from the left side. According to this branch, this is the left side, this is the right hand side. Now you can see that first of all it arises from the left hand side of this stem or branch, anything, and then it arises from the right hand side of this stem. Then again for this stem, this is the left and this is the right. Okay, again it arises from the left hand side, then again from the right hand side. So you can clearly conclude that this is scorpoid type of branching. So that was it about the uniparous type of branching. Let us talk about some more type of branching. This is the biparous type of branching or dichasius type of branching. It is also called dichasius. The uniparous is also called monochasius. So I have written down it in brackets. So as you can imagine from this uniparous type of branching, the biparous type of branching will have two branches coming off from either side. So if this is the parent stem, then it will have two branches which have been coming out from the stem. Okay, then every branch will have again two branches. If the plant will have to continue its growth, and they all will be terminated by a flower, as it is a cymose type of branching. Okay, so if the plant wants to continue its growth further, then it will have again two branches arising from each of these branches. So I hope you get the general idea. And such type of branching is called biparous branching. And let us see the images of biparous branching. Okay, so where is my select tool? Select this image which is out of your video and bring it inside the video. Here it is. This is a viscum plant, which is a parasitic plant, to tell you an example, and let us see what this viscum plant has for us. Okay, you can see that this branch is continuing, and this branch is terminated by a flower or anything. It is a bud, I think. It's terminated, and this branch has divided into two parts. It has not divided, it is continuing, because we can say it is continuing because it has another something terminating here. If it was not there, this flower was not there, then it will be have been the dichotomous type of branching. But this is there. Okay, this is there, that's why it is the lateral type of branching, and these branches arise from the lateral sides, and you can see that two branches have arisen. So we can say it is a biparous type of branching. Again from here you can see two branches have arisen. Again from here, it's not clear, but you can see that two branches have arisen. So it is, you can think of it as a biparous type of branching. So that was the viscum. Okay, that is the scientific name, viscum. Viscum plant is a parasitic plant. Alright, so we have talked about the biparous type of branching. Now we have been remaining with only one type of branching. This is the multiparous type of branching. Alright, so let us talk about the multiparous type of branching. Here, this one we are going to talk about. Multiparous or polychasius type of branching. Alright, what is the multiparous or polychasius type of branching? Let us understand. Okay, this is the ground, and this is the stem. Okay, it is the part of the cymose type of branching. So we can say that all the stem and the branches are terminated by flowers. Now the branches will arise from, more than two branches will arise from at a particular point of the stem. So if these are the branches arising here, it will be the uniparous type of branching. Again one branch has arise from the same point is now the biparous type of branching. To make it the polychasius or multiparous type of branching, one more branch has to arise over here like this, or it can be more than three also. One more branch has to arise, and such a branching is called the polychasius or multiparous type of branching. Again in the branches also, as I am always saying, there will be such type of branching with the transcontinental. Again more than one branch will be appearing from this point. Again from every branch and from every one it will continue its process. So that was the polychasius. I think the word chasius means the stem, although I am not sure about it. We can say that, dichasius means the branch, although I am not sure about it. We can say that polychasius means more than 2 branches, poly means more than 2, bi means 2. Okay. So this is the image where it can show with the polychasius type of branch. Okay, you can see that this branch has been growing, and there is a terminating leaf over this branch. It always has not to. It is not compulsory to be the terminating thing to be a flower. It can be a leaf also. And the interesting part is that how it is divided into more than 2 branches. This one has more than 2 lateral branches from the single point, and again this branch will grow, and somewhere it will have more than 2 branches, and that's why we call it a polychasius type of branching. All right, so that was it. And for your information, this is the euphorbia plant. Okay, the example of polychasius type of branching is euphorbia. It's only the genus name. Okay, most of the plants in euphorbia show the polychasius type of branching. Alright, now if you have noticed something, that we have discussed about all those type of branching except for one type of branching. Okay, and what is that type of branching? It is no branching, right? Some plants have no branching at all. Like if you have ever seen the coconut plant, you will see that this is the ground, and the coconut plant will start its growth, and it will go taller and taller and taller and taller and taller, and without any branches at all. And after some time, it will have the leaves. Okay, like this. Let me draw the leaves. It will have the leaves. This coconut plant will have some leaves. But the interesting thing to note over here is that it has no branches at all. So what will be called such type of tree? It has no branches at all. So to give the proper term, we have found the term for such type of trees as the caudex type of trees or columnar type of trees. What do we mean by caudex or columnar? Have you ever seen a column? Column is continuous. It is like a pillar type. Okay, pillar and column are the same word, I think. Okay, and you can see it is also like the pillar type, continuous without any branching. The pillar will have no branching, and this is also having no branching, so we call it a columnar type of branching. And it is also called caudex. It is also called caudex. Alright, so what are some more examples? This was the coconut. Some more examples are the bamboo. If you have seen, the bamboo also having no branches. Only some leaves will be there over these branches, but no branches will arise from this the main stem. Okay, so they were the examples of the caudex type of branching. Now let us see the images of the caudex type of branching. Sorry if you have heard the sound. I don't know why the sound was there. Okay, now let us see the image of a coconut plant. But I think it is quite common to use a coconut plant, but still let us see the image. This is the coconut plant. You can see no branches are there, and this branch is terminated by leaves, so we call it the caudex type of branch. Let us see the image of a bamboo plant. Okay, again in this image also of the bamboo plant, you can see that this stem is continuous without any branches, and then the leaves are there, and this stem will have some branches over this, will have some leaves over this lower part also, but that doesn't matter because they are not the branches. Alright, so that was the example. Now another thing is that this bamboo plant is special because if you have ever cut a bamboo, if this bamboo is cut, and you will find that this stem is hollow. Alright, you will find that you can see this is not closed over here, this is hollow. Okay, but if you insert your finger or something, a rod like this, you will find after a certain depth, there is a node over here. You cannot insert the rod more than this depth. Again, if you break this node and again you insert it, you will find again some hollow part, and again you will find another node which is a jointed. So this type of branch, this type of stem, we call it a culm. What do we call? Let me write down. We call it culm. Okay, this type of stem is called a culm, and where you find the hollow internodes and the jointed nodes. So that was it for this video. In the next video we will talk about the forms of stem. So thank you.